Alright guys, we have got an ugly one here. I don't know how well you can see that. That's a pretty nasty double impact right there. We're going to see if we can get a picture of it, because, you know, we got to have a picture of these double impacts. That's a big double impact right there. I hope I can remember where to put that camera when I take the after picture. So I don't feel a pit brake on this top one. I can see it right there, but I don't feel it. I can feel the pit brake right there. So we're going to drill right that's like, it's right there. It's not over here where you would think it is. It's right there. So that's where we're going to drill. I'm going to use the drill bit to feel it. Right there. That's where we're going to drill. And just don't put any pressure on the drill when you turn on your drill. Come on, drill. Keep the pressure off the drill while you're turning it on. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it in the same position so that you know where you're going to drill. That should be deep enough. I'm hoping that both of these will fill from just the one hole. So because of that, I'm going to use the crack fill resin instead of the thicker resin, the medium resin. I'm going to use the CR resin because it has to travel a long way. It has to go up this line, fill this entire pocket in, and try to fill in that upper line all at the same time. So we're just using the crack fill resin because I think that's going to give me a better repair overall. And I need to position this in a way that I can see that all the lines. We're in the shade, so I'm not worried about the sun hitting the glass or anything. I mean, we are in the shade, so I'm not worried about the sunlight. I want to make sure I'm centered over my hole. Don't put too much pressure on it. I've already probed the lines, and they're a little soft. So I don't want to put too much pressure on it. Now, he did sign the waiver, but we still don't want to crack the windshield. That's the last thing we want to do. So we're hoping that using the CR resin instead of the thicker resin, that we'll get good resin flow and be able to do this repair without having to put too much pressure on the glass itself. This is what we do, guys. You know, I need to move this stupid... I told you, I keep that. That's that rear nut, or rear bolt, stabilizer bolt, or pressure bolt, or whatever the hell they want to call it, for the tool. When you screw that down against the glass, it causes the bridge to twist and puts more pressure on the injector, which I never want to do. I can put enough pressure on it just the way it is. Alright, that upper chip is filling, and we'll see if it goes all the way up the line. Hopefully it will. We need it to. Yep, it's going up the line. How beautiful is that? That is a beautiful thing, my friends. I can see it crawl. The upper chip is almost filled, and I can see it crawling up the line. and I can see it filling in down here. Now these little short lines down on the bottom take longer to fill than the lines going up. Resin loves to wick uphill for some reason. I still haven't figured that out, but it's true. Resin loves to wick uphill. Pull a partial vacuum, get some more air out of the chip. So I was telling the customer that these double impacts like this, they're very difficult to fill because you have to, generally I will fill just one chip and hope that it migrates up to the second chip and then migrates all the way up the line to the very end, at the very top or whatever. But sometimes you do have to drill a second hole in order to get that second chip to fill all the way. I'm hoping that's not the case today. I'm hoping that it'll just fill and be good, and I won't have to stress about it. That's the hope. Because that upper line connects both chips. It goes through, it comes off the bottom chip, goes up through the second chip, and then all the way up above it. And I want to make sure I can get it as full as possible, because we know what happens if you don't. You end up with a crack later down the road, and that's something we do not want to end up with later down the road, or now for that matter. I can see that it's filling, and again, I don't close the door, I leave it open. We are filling. It's a slow process, because that's a long line from the bottom of that chip, and then it has to fill that second chip in and go all the way up. She's looking pretty good, ladies and germs, and we are leaking a little bit out of that top chip, but you know, it's okay. We're alright. We just need to keep enough pressure on it to keep it crawling up that line. When they said they had a small chip in their windshield, I was thinking, well, there's no sense in taking my camera if I'm just going to do a small chip. But I'm glad I brought my camera, because you just never know. Somebody can say they have a small chip in their windshield, and you don't bring your camera with you, and you end up with something like this, and you realize that is not a small chip, my friends. So I'm touching these lines because I want them to be as full as possible, and I don't like doing this when the temperatures are where they're at right now. But at the same time, I don't want to stand here for 45 minutes trying to fill this chip in either. There we go, we're getting it out to the very end of that one, and you'll notice I'm holding the lines open just a little longer than I normally do, but that's because it's a double chip. It's not just lines coming off of one chip, it's a double chip. So in order for me to get the lines to fill all the way, I've got to hold them open a little bit longer and watch that resin flow into them. I can no longer see the upper chip. I can still see that massive line going through the two chips. But I think that's just the perspective that I have, the angle that I'm looking at it. I mean, we're full, no doubt about that. We are definitely full. I just have to I just have to make sure I don't pressurize it too much, because last thing we want to do is have that crack on us. Now we'll seal those lines with some resin, just like that. And since we're in the shade and I can't use my sun or the mirror to cure the resin, we have to use the light. So it's a good thing to keep your light charged all the time, because you just never know when you're going to need it. So we'll get the light on here, make sure it's on. It is. We'll cure this upper line first, because that's the one that scared me the most. That's the one that bothered me the most, was that upper line. We'll cure it first, give it about a minute or two, and then we'll cure the rest of it. This is the upper chip, this is the bottom chip. So you're still going to be able to see a little bit of that upper chip, but I needed to get that line to fill. So it's not going to be 100% invisible, I don't think. I love doing videos like this about these double impacts, because, you know, they're difficult chips to repair. And the main concern, of course, is getting all the lines filled in. Because if you can get all the lines filled in, then you know it's not going to crack any farther. Just have to make sure you get all your lines filled in. Yeah, she's going to be pretty. It's going to be a good repair, guys. This is definitely going to be a good repair. I love my job, and I love making videos for you guys. I don't make the videos for myself. I mean, other than just having a record of what I've done, other than that, I just know the videos are helping some people out there, and that's awesome. But I really wish you'd subscribe, because eventually I would love to have enough subscribers so that I'm making a little extra money on YouTube, and I can do some free repairs for people that can't leave their house very much, or can't get out very often, can't go sit in a waiting room for 2 or 3 hours, can't drop off their car somewhere and just leave it because they don't have any way of getting home and getting back to get it. And, you know, elderly people, disabled people, and even homeless people that can't afford to buy a new windshield and don't want to have to. I don't have a thing against homeless people, if, you know, living in their vehicle, as long as they're licensed and insured and all of that. I don't have a problem, and I don't mind doing a free repair for them. I've done several already, but I can't do as many as I'd like, because I still have to make money. Still got bills to pay. So hit the damn subscribe button, would you? I know there's a lot of you watching that haven't subscribed yet, and I'd really appreciate it if you would. I have enough ragging on about that now. Alright, I believe we are probably fully cured now. We should be fully cured, or at least close to it anyway. I wonder if this other light is stronger today. That one seems to be okay. They're about the same. Yes, I carry 2 lights with me. You should know that if you've been watching my videos. Carry 2 lights in case one dies, or I use one more than I thought I was going to, and the battery gets low and it takes too long to cure. Then I can just throw the other light on there. But if you go an entire week and haven't used your light, you still need to plug it in. You still need to charge it over the weekend or on your day off or whatever, because the battery can still go dead. Even though you're not using it, the battery can still go dead. So you need to make sure they're fully charged all the time. Guys, that's a good repair there. I like it. I'm going to use my new blue rag because the yellow one's getting a little clogged up with resins and such. Oh yeah, we got to get the after picture. Hopefully I can get this camera in somewhat the same position that I had it in before. Let's see, is that going to be close? That's going to be close, I think. Yeah. Well, it's not going to focus on the repair. Doggone it. Can't get it to focus on the repair itself. And my camera was too low. There we go. I think that's about right. That should be better. There we go. That got her. We'll delete this one. Yeah, that's better. That shows the repair. Alright. We got our before and after pictures. Alright guys, you know what to do. Click the like button, hit the subscribe button, share the video, throw me some love. I'd really appreciate it. In the meantime, the thumb still isn't working correctly. So I'm still fighting with that, but it's getting better. It is getting better. It's slowly but surely, it's healing. It's been 9 weeks, 9 full weeks with a damaged thumb. And I know it's been 9 weeks because when I'm exercising, my hand hurts constantly. Alright guys, that's it. I will see you in my next video.